It's fantasy football draft season. You're trying to figure out which running back to draft. Today, we're going to do a deep dive to see whether or not you want Omarion Hampton for your fantasy football team. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're doing strategies around these players. We're also doing draft strategies. We're going to help you set your lineups, and we're going to help you find gems off the waiver wire all season long. Click that button, stop missing out. But today, we're looking at Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton, first-round pick to the Chargers. Najee Harris is just now coming back to practice. Looks like he's in line for a lot of touches. And we got to do a deep dive on him today because he's a very fascinating player in fantasy football when it comes to the value, the upside, and what's going on with the Chargers. But peeling this back, we are a four-star prospect coming out of high school with good size. Big-time programs from Florida, Auburn, Penn State. We're after him, receiving 22 offers, which is a good amount of offers coming out of high school on the 24/7 Sports Player Profile page. But going to North Carolina, the last 2 years there, 30 touchdowns on the ground, over 1,500 yards each season there, and getting work in the passing game. 73 total catches throughout his career at North Carolina. 4.35 yards after contact per attempt last year, 4.22 the year prior. We can make guys miss. We can run through you. We can get around you as well. Yards after the catch per reception here, 11.7. That tells you that if he has space in the flat, he's going to make you miss. He's going to eat up chunks of yards. That's what you're getting here with Omarion Hampton. And he was dominant in a lot of games. 3 games with over 200 yards. Multiple games with over 150. Games over Clemson, Miami. Just getting it done. In the ACC, we get drafted in the first round to the Chargers. We scorched the NFL Combine. When we run that 4.46 in that 90th some percentile burst score, everybody starts thinking maybe we like him more than Ashton Genty. That started coming up on Twitter. That started coming up on the timeline. But we get drafted in the first round by the Chargers after a career where we're posting a 90th percentile college dominator rating. So our workload is up there in the 90th some percentile when it comes to dominating the workload in our offense. Target share 11.2%, 86th percentile. You're looking at a first round running back that goes to a run first coach that's got a lot of built around him when it comes to the quarterback. You got Ladd McConkey. And now you're looking at the guy for the Chargers. But the thing is, going into our rookie season, we got Najee Harris. He's been out of training camp. He hasn't been there. What are we expecting out of him this season? And you also got a slew of running backs competing for opportunities. And they're saying they're going to rotate touches more than likely, even with Najee Harris out, not ready for week 1, or potentially not ready for week 1 as it's stated. He's going to have to share some of the workload. How much is that going to be? We're going to talk about that here in a few minutes. But looking at what the Chargers did last year, they did not have a 1,000-yard rusher. Harbaugh at Michigan, you can tell with how they operate the offense. They want to run the rock. They want to be efficient running the rock. J.K. Dobbins was very solid last year. Gus Edwards in and out, 3.6 yards per carry. So they're definitely wanting more. That's why they added Najee. That's why they drafted Hampton. And you're looking at the splits here with the 2 running backs. And while I'm looking at the splits, I'm looking at the rushing attempts. In split, J.K. Dobbins has 12.57 rushing attempts per game. Gus Edwards had 9. So you're looking like around a 60-40, 70-30 split, something like that. So if you're seeing Omarion with one of those other backup running backs, it's probably something similar to that. Maybe 80-20, 70-30-ish. Considering the talent difference, and maybe it's tighter once Najee gets in, but that gives you a little bit of an indicator, but nothing totally true when it comes to the season. But recent data, small sample to look at in just 7 games. Najee Harris, though, former first-round pick, can still get it done in the NFL, maybe not on an elite level, but he can be consistent. He can help this offense out. They're looking to use him. They want to see what they have in Najee Harris. He's going to get touches. He's going to get workload. He will need a ramp up, though, because he hasn't been out there in training camp. He will need some sort of a ramp up before he fully gets going. Even if he's out there for week 1, you're looking at the contract. They signed him pretty quick. It's a cheap 1-year deal. He's there for a good time, not a long time here with the Chargers. Kamani Vital, Raheem Rocket Sanders. Vital's got the upside with the size-adjusted athleticism. Rocket Sanders, even though he was out during the start of camp, he's been lighting it up in practices. He's been making some good runs. He had some good runs in the preseason game. That's a running back to pay attention to here on this depth chart, just in case he gets some touches, something happens to Hampton and Najee. That's a running back to pay attention to. At one time, he was one of the best running backs in college football at Arkansas. But looking at Hassan Haskins, former Michigan guy, didn't get it done last year. Jay Patterson's, he's got good vision, good between the tackles, but really not enough upside for you to hitch any chips on if you're playing in deep leagues. Nyheim Hines has the speed. They brought him in. He can catch balls out of the backfield. We want to see how he materializes first, but the upside's really not there to help win leagues at all. So you're just watching the backfield. But when you're looking at Omarion Hampton's draft capital, he's a round 3 pick right now. So strategizing around him, usually Kyren Williams is coming off the board in home league drafts, and you're looking at how you can build around Omarion Hampton. You can get your stud running back, get a stud wide receiver, and if you're still looking running back, you want to look at upside. James Cook just got signed. I look for him to go up in ADP a little bit. That's how drafters work on Underdog. But you could go running back, wide receiver, and then get Omarion Hampton as an upside play. Or you can go wide receiver, and get Omarion Hampton as an upside play. The one thing you got to think about is a rookie ramp up here, which could potentially happen, where it's anticlimactic for the start of the season. We said the same thing about Ashton Jeanty yesterday, where you could go 2 veterans and you won't feel it. And you're hoping that he gives you Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley production as a rookie off the rip, because if he doesn't, then you might as well get Derrick Henry or Devin Achane. That's the thing about that, because they're proven and you know they can hit that upside for you. Omarion Hampton is a little bit cheaper to where it won't hurt you as much, but a round 3 pick, if the rookie ramp up's more than 3 or 4 weeks, that's really going to sting in your lineup. If it's anticlimactic to start the year and you got Kyren Williams, you left him on the board, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson. Maybe if you want to go with the top quarterbacks, maybe if you're looking at some of the other running backs like Kenneth Walker, James Cook, as it thins out, I'm not as big on those running backs. But that being said, you look at the upside, there's good potential that he could win your league. However, there's also potential that there could be a rookie ramp up considering what's going on with his offense. Rashawn Slater's out for the year, so that could impact the offensive line in a massive way. That's something to pay attention to. And the price is increasing due to Najee Harris not participating in camp. The time to buy, really, the time to draft, June and July on an Underdog, that was the time to get him. But he's been put on notice. If he falls further than the 3rd round in your home league draft due to him being a rookie, that's great. That's great. That's a good price tag. There's a lot of good opportunity costs still in the 3rd round that you can forego the rookie ramp up if it's going to be there. More than likely it is. More often than not, there's a ramp up for these rookies. But what you don't want to miss out on is this elite talent. It's got a lot of upside. It could start hitting on any given Sunday, and next thing you know, he's good as gold for the rest of the season. But there's rookie risk there, like I've been saying. I said it with Ashton Jeanty yesterday. I'll say it here with Hampton. There's opportunity cost on the board or high up there. So you really have to make that decision. It's really dependent on your build and what you want to do. It's thinned out a little bit more compared to where Ashton Jeanty's at. So if you want to look at that, you can get a stud running back, stud wide receiver, or have a build where you go back-to-back stud wide receiver, then get Omarion Hampton and hope to hit on that upside. Then you draft steady RB2s in the middle rounds or something like that. There's a lot of different strategies here where you can have that insurance on your team just in case there is a ramp up. Like maybe you chase like a James Conner, a David Montgomery, a DeAndre Swift. Your flavor. I'm throwing names out there. I'm not telling you what to do. But there is rookie risk associated here. The upside's immense. He could be a top 12 running back this year. I look for him to be a top 12 running back somewhere down the line. Could be next year, the year after. Could be week 6, week 3 that starts coming around. Could be week 12. But the talent's there. The talent is immense here for Omarion Hampton. But are you willing to take on that risk? Or are you going to look at the opportunity cost and go a different way? How are you strategizing around Omarion Hampton once you pull that trigger is the main question, though, after you make that decision. Because are you going to draft dependable veterans after that? Or are you just going to play it straight up, go best player available? At the cost right now, it's a better cost than Ashton Genty, just in case both of them hit a rookie ramp up. It's similar. Both of them will probably get similar opportunities to start off the season. That's something to look at. He's cheaper. He does not have like stud running backs right around him. That's something to look at as well. But the opportunity cost is vastly similar to the point that you still got studs on the board, and that's something to look at. Let me know what you're doing in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.